Didn't get a lot of sleep last night thanks to Scott C. Jones because he recommended that we review a movie that I did not want to review. It's called It Follows.
Yes,
This is a horror movie.
It is a horror movie. I've been a big fan of horror movies since I was a young boy. I like movies that scare the crap out of me. You, however, don't like movies that scare you at all. One of the things I really like about it is it has an authenticity and a credibility that you can appreciate and enjoy, and that very few horror films in the course of the history of horror films have.
Well, I'm not too big in the history of horror films, and I try to avoid them. I know, of course, but this does have a very old school feel about it. It has this very eerie undertone, and then what's happening in this movie is just very interesting when you think about it, because it's more like a movie about preaching against having sex.
Yeah.
And because it's an STD, or sexually transmitted demon almost, that is being transmitted.
It's impossible to see this movie and not think of that subtext for sure. And you're right, it does feel like a health class film that you would see. And I think that's one of the things that made me like it at first and then not like it as the movie goes on. I mean, what happens is basically the star of the film is a young woman named Jay, and this woman ends up having sex with a guy she doesn't know very well, and so he introduces her to a creature that ends up, it was following him, but after they have sex, then it's following her.
Right, but if she doesn't have sex with someone else and pass the creature along, and the creature gets her, then the creature will go back to the person that just had sex with her.
If it kills her, it gets me. And goes straight down the line to whoever started it.
I like the way that the shots are framed. There's always little weird bits in all of the rooms. You know, like she's in a girl's bedroom, but there's a weird lamp in it. And all the little weird touches in the film kind of make it come alive for me. And you know, I love the concept of it. I really did. The first third of this movie is probably the scariest first third of anything I've seen since Insidious a few years ago. It's very hard to find a terrific scary movie. And I thought this one had a lot of hope, but then it kind of falls apart in the middle.
Right. It's scary because of all the quiet, and I think the testament to a good horror movie is how long it sticks with you after. So the title is It Follows, but it did follow me when I left the film as well, and I didn't realize it because I was just at home with the lights on and everything was fine. But the second I left my place, I just went across the street to get groceries, then I just realized I was outside now, and there could be something that maybe is following me. And the whole thing about this, and the one line that stuck with me, is the fact that you cannot be in a room with only one exit, because she may be slow, but she's not stupid. So, and he was referring to the creature that follows.
Right?
So, yes, the creature doesn't move very quickly, but the fact that it's just a steady walk, that just stuck with me so heavily, and I can't seem to shake it.
So unnerving. You know, I mean, honestly, I remember seeing, I hate to say this, the Blair Witch Project in a tiny little screening room in New York, and it was late at night, and that movie scared the hell out of me. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I always remember from that is that I didn't really understand it. And that's kind of true of this movie. I don't really know who all these creatures are that are following her, and you do see different weird ones. I don't want to spoil too much. The less I say about it, especially if you're planning on seeing it, the better. But I like the fact that so little of this makes sense. I like the fact that so little of it is logical and understandable, and nothing is really ever explained. We don't ever know how this started. We don't know where this evil came from. We don't really know how to fight it off. If you're a horror film fan, you gotta see it. 7 out of 10.
I reluctantly agree with you. 7 out of 10.
Yes.